Hello, everyone. Amy from the Wakelet team here. Thank you so much for joining for another Wakelet Community Week session. We have another Wakelet PD session coming up for you in just a moment. We'll be joined by the wonderful Neeru from India, who will be talking all around social and emotional learning through digital platforms. But before we do jump into that, I just want to give a little shout out to those of you who are joining in from the chat and all over the world. We've got Kiki there. Hi, lovely to see you in the chat. I've seen you on a few sessions this morning. Kiki's joining us from Greece. Thank you so much for tuning in. Claudia there. Ciao, Claudia. Shamal. Hi, Shamal. Anas there from Morocco. Maria there from Bucharest. May there. Hi, May. We've got May doing a session on Thursday. Looking forward to that one as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, May. So many wonderful familiar names in the chat as well. That's always lovely to see so many familiar names. Ivana there from Croatia. Hi, Ivana. Fantastic to see you. Marilena, lovely to see you again as well. Marilena was tuning in and joining us on our community discussion that we had not too long ago. So if you'd like to join us on one of those again, please do. Yes, they're from Tunisia. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining. Before we get started, just so you know, all of the recording and links that is shared during the session, and if you do want to rewatch the session, we hope you do, that will all be available in a link in a collection that we will send you towards the end of the session. So keep an eye out for that certificate link. You'll have your certificate of attendance, you'll have your resources and your badges as well. There's some really nice badges that you can share out and showcase with the world as well. So please do share those. And of course, as always, keep the comments going. So we have a few places where you can get all the updates, but the main one is that event space that we have going on throughout the week. That's where you're going to find all of your schedule links. That's where you're going to get all your updates, but it's also where you can connect with each other as well, share ideas and share your thoughts from the week. We have a social wall. If you haven't checked that out already, people are designing their own robots. Love to see that. But also, there's so many great things being shared on these sessions. So screenshot your favorite bits of feedback and things like that, and show some love to our speakers in there as well. So that's everything from me. But like I said, keep an eye out for those links, and I'll be sharing those towards the end. But for now, yes, we have a very special speaker, Neeru Mittal, who's joining us from India. So I'm going to bring you on the stage just now. Hi, Neeru. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Amy, for having me on this show.
Thank you so much for joining us. You've joined us for a few community weeks before. I believe you spoke last year as well, which was fantastic. So it's great to welcome you back to another session. I'm really looking forward to it. Before we get started, is there anyone in the chat that you've noticed or want to say hello to? There's lots of lovely people from around the world tuning in and joining.
Yeah, I think I know a number of people here. I'm so excited. I just wish it goes well, and I'll be happy to take any questions. And I'm going to speak on a topic which is very close to my heart. So let's hope for the best.
Yes, it's going to be fantastic. Okay. And of course, I'll just be, it's going to be fantastic. I know this is something you're really passionate about. So yeah, I'm excited, and I know everyone else is, to hear from you. So without further ado, I'm going to hand things over to you, Neeru. Let me know when you would like me to bring up your screen, and yeah, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And now let me start. So today's session is all about social emotional learning, and it is a topic which is very close to my heart, and I think close to many of us educators. We are fundamentally wired to delve into our classrooms using social emotional learning. So as I said, I would say the SEL is fundamentally about fostering the skills necessary for emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence has been and is a very important factor in today's success for anyone, for any student, for anyone, I would say. So Social emotional learning helps us in building emotional intelligence, which is what employers are looking now. They do not want skills because for that we have the internet, we have chat GPT. What they want is resilience. What they want is relationship skills, how you perceive yourself, how do you stand in the face of any disaster. So that is what the skills are about, which the employers are looking now. Responsible decision making, and the list goes on. So we have these skills have been there with us for a long time now, but we are now, we are not doing them consciously. Now consciously it is coming into the realm. And now with the advent of technology, and there's a lot of technology integration in our education field, so a lot of edtech tools have come up. So it has become even more easier to incorporate social emotional learning. So, leveraging these tools to support these skills becomes beneficial and essential. And I would say Wakelet stands out as a powerful resource for educators. It actually provides a dynamic platform. And we have a number of ways in which we can share, a number of ways in which you can present. So, let me just delve deeper into this. But before I start, I would like every one of you, I think Emmy has shared a link about how are you feeling today. So that's how we start in our classrooms. Engage with the feelings. So I'll have a quick emotional check in with everyone here. So share your mood today using an emoji or one word to express how you feel. You can, just put an emoji in the chat box. So I know it can be anything. Like, it doesn't have to be very elaborate. Just a simple emoji. So let me just check what is coming up in the chat box. How are you feeling? Okay, this is a collection. You can post it there, or you can just simply put an emoji in the chat box, or you can just write down, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling excited. Oh, I'm feeling so excited. So you can write anything you want. So I'll just take a minute here. Okay, let me go back and check the collection which I have.
Neri, we've shared that link out into the comments there, so people should be joining. But I know that there's also people in the comments on the stream as well. If you switch from private chat, just on the right-hand side there, you'll see the comments coming through. Some are a little bit
I'm
sleepy,
not
some
able
are
to see the
thinking
chat
up.
actually. It's okay. Okay.
But yeah,
Okay,
everyone
I'll
should
just
be
move
joining
forward,
now.
right? Okay, so before delving further, let me just explain what are the social emotional learning skills. I think many of us might be knowing, but I'm still going through all these for the sake of teachers who are new or who have just joined school. So there is a skill. These are the five. I mean, these are the main skills which are there in social emotional learning. The main five pillars are self-awareness. Self-awareness is a very important tool when the child realizes how he or she can be successful in the world. What are the strengths, what are the weaknesses? And once the child or the student identifies the weakness, it can be taken care of, and there is growth taking place. Self management, in today's age, self management is very important. How to control your emotions, how to manage emotions, because if we can manage our emotions, we it leads to focus. It can lead to us, not wavering from our goal, but being resilient in the face of adversity, and overall well-being, and can be enhanced. Social awareness, it basically enhances empathy. Empathy is the world, I would say. Feeling empathetic is all about social emotional learning. So if you are aware and sensitive towards others emotions, if you are aware of others emotions, the world becomes a very beautiful place to live in. And I think all of us know that we would love to be with a person who understands us, who understands actually what we are going through, so that we can share the emotions with them. Similarly, in a classroom, if a teacher is empathetic, if the teacher has got a lot of empathy, has a lot of compassion for the students, there is a lot of learning going to happen there. So that is for sure, because obviously students will connect with the teacher. Relationship skills also are very important. How do you deal with others? How do you talk to them? What is your body language? How do you actually react to whatever someone is doing? So conflict resolution comes in here. If you have good relationship skills, you have a very good sense of conflict, and you know how to resolve that conflict. Another skill which is very important in today's professional world. Then decision making, making ethical decisions, making sure that whatever you are doing, your actions are not impacting the environment, they're not impacting anyone's well-being, they're not hurting anyone's sentiment, and they're actually, the decisions are going to help your organization or your school or your learning in the long run. So, having said that, I would say that SEL is a superpower for everyone. If a person is socially and emotionally intelligent, then I think it is nothing less than a superpower to be, socially emotionally independent. Moving forward, as I said, SEL has come here and it is here to stay. There's no looking back for SEL. So we might as well use the tools which are already available to us, digital tools. So here, why do we use digital tools? Why is it important? It is important for diverse learners. Basically, there are a number of students in our classrooms. In India, we have almost 50 students per classroom. So learners are diverse. I mean, that we have a big variety of students: slow learners, fast learners, students who are who learn visually, some who learn by songs. There's so many things. So all these diverse learners can be effectively taken into account using digital tools. These tools also offer asynchronous reflection. That means students can reflect in their own pace and time. Like, I love the fact that we can create a wakelet and share the link. Just one link has got everything in it. I mean, you can actually create a journal, you can actually create a diary, you can create a news article, you can create a collection of a number of resources just using one link. So there is asynchronous reflection taking place. It provides a safe digital sharing and platform, because there is no we do not have to sign in, or we do not have the students do not have to give their personal information to use a vehicle. It is very secure. It supports creative expression in multiple forms. We can create a wakelet, we can create a mood board, we can create a simple wakelet, we can create a tile form, we can put pictures, we can put videos. So it can create a wakelet, kind of gives us a creative expression to whatever we want to go on with. I'll just show this to you. So now let us explore how we can use wakelet for social emotional learning. Number one, it is free and student friendly platform. It is free and it will remain free forever. It is very easy to use. I mean, the platform is very simple to use. It supports multimedia curation. You can create a number, as I mentioned earlier. We can create a number of resources. We can create types of resources, a lot of types of resources. We can create a resource which is just a collection of videos. We can create a resource which is a collection of texts. We can create a resource which is a collection of multimedia, or we can actually create a resource which is a collection of all these. We can create a wakelet of wakelets. Like, for example, I can ask every student to maintain their uh, gratitude journal, and I can collect it. So that can be done. No login is required, so it is very easy to use. We are not sharing any information. A lot of creativity and collaboration among learners, because it can be, as I said, you can share it using one link. You can embed it into your website, and the content is interactive. A lot of engagement takes place when I use Wakelet for social emotional learning. Now I come to how do we use it, right? So there are a number of ways, and I think every teacher has got their own expression of how to use a wakelet or how to express social emotional learning. So you can utilize individual wakelet collections. Now, let me show you here. This is a collection. This has been created. These are the tools which are there, and this particular educator, Candy Tech, has created a wakelet where a number of resources by a number of teachers are shared. So just imagine if you want to bring SEL into your classroom, you can easily go to this wakelet. You can see a number of options. There's this well-being journal which I really loved, um, which was created. So all these resources are there, which can be used to, you know, enhance social emotional learning in your classroom. The best part is I've just clicked on the link and I've got it here as my collection. It is shared with me. I can share it with my students. I can share it with other teachers. It's completely free. I can export it as a PDF, and a number of things I can do with this basic social emotional learning resource. There's another very interesting resource by Grace Straightener. This is a collection of tweets on social emotional learning. So, a very unique idea I found, because there are a number of non-educators, there are a number of people who are in higher education, maybe, who want to share what they do in their classroom. So this is another collection of a wakelet having social emotional learning resources. So we can, utilize other wakelet collections. We can have gratitude journals. A gratitude journal, basically, we can create for students, or students can be encouraged to create a gratitude journal. So I shared this here with Amy, and let me just click on it. So this is what I have created, a gratitude journal which can be shared by to the students. So what is this gratitude journal? Basically, it is a journal where a student records gratitude for at least maybe some people who have helped them during the week. What made you smile today? Who are you thankful for? What is something small you appreciate right now? So you can use this to write a small note. Teachers can utilize extra free periods, or you can utilize, uh, you can utilize the time between periods, or maybe some at times what happens, you have a lot of studying going on, like in my classrooms. I have almost 7 periods per week for a class. So, and it is for 5 days. So I usually do what, on a Friday, a last period, like I have one with one class with one grade, I utilize it for such activities. So you can always take out time for such activities. And let me tell you, these activities actually bring students closer to you. They make classroom more engaging, and there is a culture of togetherness, a culture of belonging which comes when you do these activities. So it can be a photo, it can be a drawing, you can also record a video, include music, you can include notes, whatever the child wants to do can do. So you can share this, you can create a gratitude journal the way I have created, and you can share it with the students. So here I've given it a simple design, but I can change. I can put a background image here, I can put a cover image here, and I can also, like I made it a compact design. I can make it a grid view, which becomes a bit easier to understand with the students. Like if I have a grid view, it will be looking like a grid where I have content on it. I can create a copy, I can move it, I can export it, I can do whatever I want with this collection of mine. So this is a gratitude journal which can be shared by the educators. Then the second thing which I usually do is kindness diary. Okay, so let me just come here. So kindness wall or kindness diary, you can say that. This is basically how a wakelet would look like. You can create a mood board, or you can create a wakelet where you can have a kindness wall. In this kindness wall, basically students will be encouraged to post stories of any act of kindness that they have done, maybe last week, maybe today, maybe yesterday, maybe last month, or maybe 2 weeks, fortnight, whatever. So what happens here is, it first of all brings up collaboration. You have kind notes coming up. You can share compliments. For example, you want to be kind to your teacher, you can share a compliment there. It promotes empathy and it also enhances peer bonding. Now, how is that also possible? See, when a child creates a kindness wall and posts something on it regularly, obviously, and what I do in my class is I share this kindness wall. Okay, suppose this person called Namita has created a kindness wall, and she is sharing a story about how she helped a person who is visually impaired cross the street. So that comes up in the classroom. I mean, like, actually, it encourages other students also to create or to do acts of kindness. So when you are sharing something, you're actually appreciating the child, right? When you're appreciating the child, the things come back in a big way to the classroom. Things come back in a big way to the classroom. So that's how you you can create a kindness diary and share it. So here I have the kindness diary. The kindness wall. Again, here you can celebrate acts of kindness you have witnessed, or you can journal whatever kindness you have done for the entire week. These things not only help students to express themselves, but they also foster empathy. They also foster what we are actually looking for. So, moving forward, mood board, the one which I shared with you in the beginning of the session, where at like we have something called daily check-ins in the classrooms. When the child comes in, you check in on the classroom, on the class. How are you feeling today? Are you excited? I'm going to do a new session today, a new lesson with you today. Are you okay with that? So these small things, having a handshake or having something, we do that physically in our classrooms. So when we are doing this on mood boards, we are actually asking the child to please share how you're doing. And it comes, there's a visual layout, there are some notes there. So there's daily engagement, there's, a lot of emotional expression is taking place, right? So all this is done using mood boards. And you can imagine the mood board in front of you, and the child is telling, okay, I'm feeling so excited today. Okay, I'm going to learn a new lesson today. So it it instantly puts up a connectivity between you and the classroom and the lesson which you're going to do. It is like an icebreaker, I would say. And if I'm using it in a digital mode, what you can do is you can obviously share this a day before, and you can ask the child to do this check-in. And in the morning when you're going to your classroom, the first thing is that you show the mood board. Okay, today Anita is feeling so good, and Keval is excited, and maybe Charu likes to, she doesn't want to study today. She just wants to have a PT day out. So all these things actually do the connections. A lot of engagement takes place in the classroom, and when the engagement takes place, learning obviously happens. Uh, Other things which we can take up, because we have Wakelet, things like Wakelet, we can take up empathy projects. Like I took up a project called Safe Spaces, in which I think almost 150 schools across the globe from almost 40 countries joined the project. And the project was Safe Spaces, where we looked at the root cause of violence in schools, and one of the biggest cause was lack of social emotional learning. So those that project actually helped me understand social emotional learning, and also it helped my students foster empathy. There was compassion, and there was a visible change not only in my classroom but classrooms across the world. So you can take up projects which actually foster empathy. There is a project called Humanizing Education, which is very famous. If you join that project, you can actually exchange the best practices that take place with others in the world, like across the globe. what all practices do you do to inculcate social emotional learning? Like something like you can have a project on climate change. There is a project which is, I think, ongoing for a number of times. We have this tag project. So in that, what happens is we advocate climate change, uh, how to change, I mean, how to uproot climate change through a number of activities in our classroom. So justice is being done to the climate change activities which are taking place. That project, which is has been going on for 7 to 8 years, has brought about a lot of change in my classroom at least. So there is a lot of empathy for the environment. Students have started planting trees. They have started, not destroying plants in the sense that they water the plants, they grow plants, they go for seed bombs, and a number of things are happening here. We can also have a project, for example, where we will look into the feelings of others, the feelings of teachers, the feelings of peers. We can have projects where we are helping others, projects which tackle the real world problems, the problem of pollution, maybe the problem of water scarcity. A number of problems are there. So we can take up empathy projects, and Wakelet can be a central tool for that, which can be used, to help educators collect resources. Let me just show you. Okay, let me just come here. So we have a number of ways in which we can, do all this. Whatever I'm trying to tell you. Like we have here last year, like there was an AI game which I asked my students to create, which would tackle climate change. So all of them, they created a game and they put it in this basic Wakelet, and it is a collection of all the resources that my students have created on climate change using AI, artificial intelligence. So this is something which can be done. It can be on a small scale, it can be at classroom level, just the way I have done it, or it can be at the global level, where you can involve other classrooms. And involving other classrooms would be a great idea, because you would get to know what is being done in other classrooms, as well as they will get to know what you are doing. And of course, we can all together create this empathy. So moving forward, I would say that you can't teach the mind without reaching the heart. So let us embrace all these tools to nurture our students' emotional growth. So that was my session for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nero. I'm just going to pop this back behind. But yeah, thank you so much for all of those wonderful shares. I think everyone really loved seeing the kindness wall and the gratitude journal. It's something so simple but so effective, and it just gives those students the opportunity to just kind of take a step back and breathe, and kind of think about not only themselves and have that reflection piece for themselves, but also give them a moment to think about each other, like you say, promote that empathy. And I can imagine in class as well, something like a kindness wall, when you're thinking or given the opportunity to think about someone else and what you deem as a kind act, or what you are seeing and congratulating someone else on. It creates a really positive atmosphere in your classroom as well. It gives those students an opportunity to, as you say, maybe compliment another. And again, it's just that piece of reflection, and giving the students a space to do that, which I think is really special. Because as you say, it is so important. And I think, we do very much get, we all do get wrapped up in the busyness and everything going on. And particularly, I think Marilena was saying, how do you kind of combat particularly big classes, and there's lots of simulation, things like that. And I think two of those ideas that you shared, that kindness wall and gratitude journal, again, it's that moment of kind of, okay, let's stop, let's have a moment to think about other people, but also encourage to think about other people as well. So I love that. And I know you've been doing so many of those wonderful projects as well. with your students, the empathy projects. I think again, it's so important. You're giving those students the space and the opportunity to think beyond themselves, think beyond what's going on, even in their world. It's what's going on across the globe. It's issues that are affecting everyone. So I think that's really important as well, and really powerful. But yeah, I shared all of the wonderful links. So everyone's got those templates. As Niru shared as well, you can make copies of those. So Niru's kindly put those together. So you can jump into your Wakelet account, you can simply make a copy, and then you can get the ball rolling on using those in your own classroom as well. But yes, I've shared the links. Please continue to collaborate on those collections that Niru shared as well. And with that, like I said, we'll jump off. But Niru, thank you so much for sharing. And like I said, I know you're so passionate about it, and you can tell with how you present. So thank you so much. Anything else before you jump off that you want to share? Any final
I would
words?
just say, let's just jump onto this bandwagon of social emotional learning, and let's change the world together.
I love that. Fantastic. Niru, thank you so much. I'm going to pop you backstage, so we'll see you later. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Niru. We'll see you soon. Fantastic. Yes. So for anyone who might have missed it, we've shared the links in there. So make sure you do fill out that certificate link. That's going to give you your certificate of attendance, your badges, and all of the wonderful resources that Niru shared there. Don't forget as well, we have lots more sessions coming up, another 2 today and a networking if you want to jump on that as well. Oh, I think my lights just went. So you can jump onto that in just a moment as well. But there are a couple of breaks in between. So you can have a little bit of a break and then jump onto the next one. We are joined by 2 fantastic educators based in the US, Renee and Robert, who are going to be sharing some really special projects all around digital storytelling and student voice. So that is one to catch in about an hour's time. So make sure you don't miss that one. Check out the whole schedule. That's all available in the event space. So you can check out everything that we have coming up. We also have a keynote later on that's closing up. Ken Shelton will be closing the show today. And then, of course, we've got the 12-hour live stream tomorrow. So super excited about that. But for now, thank you all so much for tuning in and joining. Again, share everything that you're seeing, all of the great takeaways that you're hearing from the educators. Share them in the event space. Use the hashtag Wakelet Community Week. That's going to get you entered into all of our daily giveaways. But for now, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.